When were you tested?
Shit.
Yeah.
And like when she left, it broke me. Yeah, that's when I started feeling like God didn't hear me though. And real shit, I resented it. But through all that, I seen too much to not believe.
Faith don't even erase the pain and shit. It just gives you a purpose. Those receipts, a moment you knew.
Outside of Myers, and
You all right? He's just getting over a whooping cough, everybody.
whooping that damn blunt's ass. Amen.
That's how you get whooping cough.
That's how you get whooping cough. The blood get the whooping your ass. You got whooped, so you had to cough about it. Come on now, can we talk about it?
All right, so what do we got going today?
Oh man, we go
shooting.
Yeah, I think that
Revamping.
and we were talking about how we felt as though we can learn from the past episodes that we started with. And I said, why don't we try this? In one of the episodes from our previous season, episode 1, we that episode, I felt like it was like a monumental moment for us both. It was our first on air, first released of us exposing our identity to the world, that we are the Real Mask Off Podcast. We're here for a purpose.
It wasn't by any means the first show we had ever done, but it was up there.
Correct. It was a part of the earlier stages. Our journey in this, we had practice shoots that we had did before then, where, now by the time you guys are now hearing this, you have definitely seen, heard, or whatever, because we've been very active in the off season. So with it being in season 2, that's what I felt as though, it was good, and that's what kind of helped me out and shaped me into the understanding of like, with how far we came, but realistically, if we could do anything, if we could bring episode 1 back to life, make it better, retouch on points that we had in there that I felt like stuck out to me and it stuck out to you as well, and boom, like that. What you got to say, Boogie?
You got a little thing put together here for us, 10 minutes or so, to just try something different and touch on some things for y'all. So I say let's get into it.
Go straight to it, you know what I'm saying?
Let's do it.
Because, man, it feels real good. New season, new lessons, same mission. Unmask everything.
Facts. And today, like I said, we're going to be revisiting the episode that started it all. How we are shaped by our faith.
God damn. But this time, we're not just talking about it. We're breaking it down. Hey, brick by brick, baby. How faith built us, broke us, built us again.
Well, welcome back to the Real Mask Off Podcast, season 2. It feels good to be back, brother.
You already know. It feel good. It feel great. But let's just hop off right straight off into this thing, man. We can break it down.
The foundation, right? Segment 1 is kind of the foundation, brick being laid.
Mm.
So, Austin, when you hear that word faith, what is the first thing that pops into your mind?
I believe like belief is the unseen for real. See, like, I grew up in a Christian household where like church was a part of our weekly schedule.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Back then was faith. It was like faith was more of a routine than a relationship. You know what I mean? I only followed it. Excuse me. I only followed it because that's what we did. Not because, not because I understood it. More or less because like mom and dad was like, "Hey, this is what we do in this house."
I mean, I get that, but my pops used to have us going to church. I went to catechism, church so long. I knew the like pattern of the ceiling tiles of the church. You know what I mean? I'd be in there.
Exactly.
And it would be, I could tell you all the murals, all the stained glass,
Exactly.
So
exactly, bro, for real. But it did make it like this sweethearted kid always willing to give, even when I didn't have much to give. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if I said that right. I'm trying to get that. Like the problem was in my neighborhood, that kindness made me like a easy target.
Yeah, like kind of a mark, right?
Hmm.
Softness. So
Yeah,
it's like, so faith gave, your heart, but it didn't your armor.
that's exactly it. That's exactly it. I had to learn the hard way that faith don't protect you from pain. Sometimes it just teaches you why you got one.
Yeah, why you have the faith in general is that just, I guess, shade to not let you break down fully. At
Hmm.
least gives you some sort of hope.
Right.
So in the breaking point of it all, I'd have to say, so when did it get real? Like, when were you tested?
Shit. I've been testing a lot, bro. Keep it straight above. But the first one that stuck out to me is like my older sister left the crib. Like she was my rock, bro. I was young. I was young too, so like we had a lot of shit going on. But like my sister, from what I can remember, was like the piece to my chaos. You feel me?
Yeah.
And like when she left, it broke me. Like it broke me and my little brother because my mom, us being a faith believing family, my mom always like taught us like like pray every day that your sister come back home, and she never did.
Damn. That's heavy.
Yeah, yeah. That's when I started feeling like God didn't hear me though, and real shit I resented it.
Damn.
Didn't realize how deep that wound really hit though. You know what I'm saying? Until now, for real. I buried it for so many damn years to this day.
Well, you know what's wild is people think losing faith means you stop believing,
Mm-hmm.
but sometimes I think it just means you cared enough to ask why, you know?
Facts. Facts. That pay was like my first real conversation with God, though. Even though I wasn't saying nice things,
Yeah,
you know what I'm
yeah.
saying? It was like my first.
Your anger
It was,
overstated it.
yeah, it was my first real life conversation with God because I felt like, bro, I believe in. I'm going to church and
Yeah,
everything.
wait, hold up.
Honestly, I ain't never get closure from that situation.
Yeah,
My sister and I still talk now, but it's still awkward. You feel me? I feel like a lot of times the shit something missing. But through all that, I seen too much to not believe. God showed up for me in ways that don't make sense, bro. For real, I've
yeah.
seen like shit.
It's,
Like
it's like he leaves receipts.
exactly, like a proof of purchase every time.
Faith don't even erase the pain and shit. It just gives you a purpose.
I feel that, but That's when faith really started feeling real for me.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, then tell me about one of those receipts, a moment you knew God was real. I get you had some faith at that moment, but do you have a receipt in that sense where you felt like, okay,
Yeah,
he's real?
yeah, man. My wife was pregnant with our youngest son. She was like 7.5, 8 months pregnant with my youngest son, Kyle. And we lost the crib, just juggling everything, doing everything on my own. My little brother had just came home from prison. He was living with us. So like, we had I had start making a couple dollars extra, and you know, we lost our crib and we were staying in a van outside of Myers. And that whole time of us just like staying there, we had a job. I had a job, you know what I'm saying? So it wasn't like we didn't have an income, but we just it wasn't enough to sustain us for the time being, and adding Kyle into the equation, having to take care of that, adding on food and everything like
Yeah.
that. It was just like there was a lot going on, and when we lost everything, like for real, lost everything except for the car, and because I was actually paid off at the time, which was a blessing because that was our mine and Schaefer house. At that time, my mom was active in the kids' life, so it kind of like helped with getting through that part. So, but I didn't even know how we was gonna do it, bro. The job I was at was actually a new job. It didn't matter in the beginning of us staying in the place that we were staying in because the job I had it for years, and then I'm at a new job now. I'm just not starting off at this job. They where you need to have X amount of time working at a job for them to be able to verify you on the lease and everything like that. So
Yeah.
it was just that situation dealing with that, with not having a way and knowing the way, and just being in that van for those, what I'm saying, a few weeks. So we was in the van, but then out of nowhere, like, information came that we was able to get us a place, and it just changed. But it was like, it was really to a point where I didn't know what was like no other explanation, but like there had to be God, because it was like it was out of nowhere out situation. Like, oh, one of my friends got an apartment in the city, and he
Yeah.
owns a couple of apartments. He got a 2-bedroom, for you and your kids for right now. You know what I'm saying? It's not much, but it's something to get you off the street. You feel me?
Yeah, there's always something, even if you think it's not much or whatever. It's this weird silver lining you
Mm-hmm.
might have. So I mean, you're all right. You dying?
Shit, that was a
You
big
dying?
hit. Yeah,
All right, I was
kinda.
gonna say you ain't lying, but you
You
dying?
dying, right?
You ain't lying.
You ain't lying. Well, damn,
No,
is you dying?
I've seen that in my own life too. When it's I guess when it's bigger than logic, and something you just can't explain, you just know that it's him or her
Yeah.
or something.
In real life, even now, bro, faith keep testing me. I'll be honest. Sometimes I just say it is what it is. I'm learning as I go, but I seen even to trust that I won't land on my face again.
Yeah. What are the old people used to always say too? This too shall pass.
Mm-hmm.
That's like, but what you have, I feel, is like grown man faith. It's not loud. It's just steady.
Mm-hmm.
I think when you're younger, you are the loud faith.
Mm-hmm.
As you get older, you realize steady and moderation is the key. I mean, you get to a point where you expect God to show up, and boom, He's there.
Mm.
But sometimes, I mean, it's just not at your timing. That's all, right? It's just not on your clock. It's not on the watch that's on your wrist or the phone,
Mm-hmm.
the time on your phone in your pocket.
Yeah.
There is no time. It's not when you want. It's when you need.
Yeah, because like in real life, I guess I'm just like used to it now. Not because I'm numb,
Yeah, I could see. Yeah, I could
but
see
because
that.
I know he'll handle it.
I could see you definitely get numb to it, though.
Yeah,
No, you can't. People,
yeah,
I think, get numb to sometimes that I don't know that.
the pain of it.
Yeah, it numbs you.
Yeah, because I honestly believe, like, with that, like that, like, numbness can be interpreted as like, like pain, that it drew an emotion out of you that you can't even, feel, that you buried it so deep that you don't feel it no more, like I did with my like sister, and you don't recognize it because you've made, instead of being able to get a conclusion from a situation, you just made the answer for yourself. You never really felt like you got the answer that you were looking for in that instance. So like, even if you got the answer that was given to you, like, and I told her how I felt, she told me how it was, and that's what it was, but it still doesn't feel like the question was really asked, and nor was it truly answered. So I was just like, fuck it, because I'm not trying to have it like it's a problem, but it is a problem. But I don't want it to be a problem to a point where I'm not able to have whatever relationship I can have with her. You know what I'm saying? Because that's the only thing I really gave a fuck about, is just having a relationship with her, being able to have that brother and sister dynamic. You know what I mean? I just like, I felt like that was just something that always lacked, and it's also something that hurt because I remember her being there, and then I also remember her leaving. I was old enough to see that whole emotion. You know what I'm saying? But
Yeah.
like, it's not like she's gone, and I can't physically just see her. She's around the corner, but I just feel as though the relationship like me and my brothers have, we don't have that, and I don't expect it to be the same as me and Kyle. Me and Kyle was every day in the
Yeah, it's
house.
gonna be different.
It's
For
gonna
sure.
be different, and she got a huge ass age gap on me. You know what I'm saying?
Yes. That's just sometimes like not with like an age gap or whatever, but even with my brother, he's a few years younger than me,
Uh-huh.
and maybe the way things were at the house weren't the best, and he was there for a minute, but then gone. He got to leave.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
But I got numb to that situation. I also think like going back to being numb, is how people sometimes get, and it transitions even into your deeper self, is when you're like a first responder, or if you're in like the military or something, military as far as being in wartime,
Mm-hmm.
uh or as in a fire department or a medic in busier places, police officers, you get desensitized and numb to
Mm-hmm.
everything,
Mm-hmm.
everybody's feelings, and you can't even shut it off when you go home sometimes,
Mm.
you know.
Yeah.
So you get numb to that aspect of, I guess, just life beating you down, and sometimes I feel like you get so numb in life that you don't pray or meditate or whatever it is you might do. You might get so numb to just working continuously
Mm-hmm.
and not even think about God.
Mm.
You know, I think sometimes that's what the system wants, is that you to not even think about Jesus,
Mm-hmm.
for you to not even think about a higher level and anything like that. The next thing you know, it's been a month gone by and you're like, damn, I haven't sat and meditated or prayed, or I just been working.
Yeah, it leads
And I,
people into that level of emptiness, right? I'm
yeah,
sorry, but go ahead. I wanted to hear
no,
more what
no,
you were saying because I just
no, that's it.
that came to my mind, and that's what I had to interpret. I had to get myself out of those headspace because going through life, and yeah, you're gonna go through your journey. I just had to know that God had me at the end of the day, like regardless of whatever me trying to pretend like I'm in control. I don't like to pretend like I'm in control no more because I realize that with age and time that I'm not in control. There's something bigger than me. There's something greater than me in this world that designed me, and I know there's a God. So I don't need to talk in pattern or riddle or code.
How
Like
do you how do you pass that on to your kids? I had my own little versions, but how did you do it now that they're younger in this day and time?
hmm
In this, mine obviously were
I keep
some
it.
years ago, but
I keep it a buck with my kids. You know, I keep straight up and down. You know what I'm saying? They say it like this 9 day at time. I keep it straight up and down
true
with them.
north.
Most of the time in life, you won't know, what you're supposed to be doing. But if you believe that God's got you, you'll be good.
Preach.
Teacher.
Preach.
No, for real. I teach them to look at adversity as lessons, not punishment. Life ain't taking shots at you. This shit ain't personal, man. It's giving you tools to build something. You feel me?
No, that's good. That's good. If a little Austin could see you now, what would you tell him?
Uh, focus on people that actually show up for you. And stop wasting energy chasing people who don't think about you once a day. Like, don't think about you at all.
Man, do you think you just saying that who don't think about people that think about you at least once a day?
Mm-hmm.
I've never thought of it like that and broke that down.
Mm.
Because I think like that's crazy in a sense, because I don't know how many times a day I think of my kids, or how many times a day I think of my wife, how many times a day I think of my mom or my dad,
Uh-huh.
how many times a day I think of friends, how many times a day I see you all the time. I see my wife and kids all the time. So minus them out of the picture,
Yeah.
like maybe my parents or
Mm-hmm.
something. I know I think of my parents at least once a day.
Every day.
Yeah.
Every fucking day. I think about my daughter because she's in Jackson.
Oh yeah,
You know.
yeah. My one who's not here, and then
Yeah.
my son and my grandbabies that
Yeah.
don't live here and stuff. Yeah, I think about them
Every day.
probably
So
more than once a day. I talk about them with my
yeah.
wife at
Yeah.
times. Yeah, yeah.
Exactly. You know what I mean?
Did you
Like,
talk to so and so today?
I swear.
Even with our parents, we do the same thing.
Yeah, bro. That's why I say like you gotta, and it's not like it's not personal. It's like you can feel those energies. Maybe not everybody can feel it to the magnitude that I feel it at, right? But it's like certain times you waste a lot of your energy, and I'm learning that about self now. Like you waste a lot of energy giving your energy to someone and focus on someone because that's basically what you're doing when you're focused on anything is you're giving that your energy, and when you giving it to someone that can't give it back to you, you're just constantly pouring out, you know, and you're not
Yeah.
receiving. nor are you even putting yourself in a position to recharge.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And that's what I'm like, how conflicts that I'm doing. It's like my whole life I've been pouring out into others because that's what I do. I see the best in other people, and I always try to help people advance and be the best versions of themselves. 'Cause that's my sole belief. Is I don't want no one to be down in this world. If it's up to me, everybody in this world will be up, even those who don't necessarily feel as though they deserve it. Anybody can change. I've been the person that has been in the low, in the bottom, of the bottom, in mentality. I had a savage mentality. I had a manipulative. That's what made me realize the game that you kicked when we was discussing people's understanding of being manipulative
Mm-hmm.
and using
What
it.
being meek was.
Yeah, and that's what the whole podcast identity even came from. To segue this back to even being the first episode of season 1 and the whole standard of that, like, shit, bro. you know, I had to understand that. Like, was I only just using people for the benefit of Austin, and I had to get away from that because, yeah, granted, I had a heart of gold, but people did me wrong for so many years that I got to a spot in life where I was like, fuck people. I'm trying to see what it benefits from me. Like, that was more selfish in the more cunning ways,
Mm-hmm.
and having
Mm-hmm.
to change
Yeah.
from
Same.
that.
Yeah, I think the meek can't or meek can't get confused with weak.
Mm-hmm.
And if you're trying to understand life and how it should be, Jesus is a great, what do you call it? A great example
Exactly. Yeah.
of being that. When I looked up the word meek, like when the meek shall inherit the earth,
Mm-hmm.
and looked out of how you can't even be manipulative, not for your own needs,
Mm-hmm.
not for your own selfish needs.
Yeah.
So it just seemed like in order for us to grow and get a little better like that, I just think that for myself, it was to try to understand that being meek isn't being weak.
Mm-hmm.
Being meek and maybe off to the side, or maybe watching more and listening more.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe that's where it broke itself down to. I listened more,
Mm-hmm.
80% of listening, 20% talking,
Mm-hmm.
rather than 50.
80%
Or,
focus and 20% distractions, but you try to minimize that down to 90-10, right? And then
you
even
do.
try to get that even down even further to 95-5.
Man, that right there is free therapy for half America. I don't mean to. No, I'm sorry, America. Don't listen to me. I am an idiot.
No, you are
No, I'm
not.
in the same place y'all are.
You are not.
Just trying to get. I like when you said really quick when you said rock. You hit your rock bottom. I sometimes think that when I hit rock bottom, I had a shovel and was digging more,
Mm-hmm.
broke through and hit another floor with that shovel, and there was a pickaxe down there and then some dynamite.
So dynamite.
And I just kept going. That's how it just felt.
I don't know. I'm so high. I'm so over. I'm just laughing. Look, if you take anything from today, let it be this. Get connected to what's proven itself real in your life. Don't live by somebody else's definition of faith. Find your own relationship with God. Learn it, understand it, and live it.
And while you're doing that, give yourself grace. Forgive yourself for not having all the answers.
That's a fact.
That's a part of the faith journey too.
For real. Absolutely, man. Like, that's 100% facts. You gotta keep walking, keep learning, and have an awesome day on purpose.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. That's Austin's saying right there. He tells everybody that every day, everywhere.
For the real
everywhere.
reason.
I don't care if you're a stranger. I heard it saying to a dog one time, ran up to him. He thought it was going to bite him, but just snuggled up to him. He's like, all right, have a great day on purpose.
Yeah, you got to have an awesome day on purpose because that's what we do, man. You just tuned into the Real Mask Call podcast. We're not just talking, we're transforming. Subscribe, share, and stay unmasked.
This has been the Real
Mask Off Podcast. You know what time it is.
What up, though, y'all? It's your boy Austin.
I'm Alex. You're tuned into the Real Mask Off Podcast, where real talk lives.
We built this brand from our story. 2 fathers with 5 kids. Each no silver spoon, just soul and hustle. Now it's stitched into every fabric of the legacy brand.
This ain't just merch, this is an identity. Father of 5, mother of 3, deep in the D. We make gear that reps you.
From varsity jackets to hoodies with the tally marks. Every piece of this legacy wear, this is the real one raising kings and queens.
So if you're about yours, hit that link in our bio or go to thelegacybrand.myshopify.com. Cop yours, rock it, and rap your story.
The
Legacy Brand.
Unmask everything.
Oh, God.